We're going to join these two squares with a whip stitch, and we're going to use a yarn needle. And I have this blue strand of yarn that I'm going to use. We're going to work on the wrong side of the squares. So see up here we have our V stitches very clearly pointing at us. So we're going to turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So our right sides are facing each other. I'm going to line them up. And I have two stitches in my corner, so I'm going to go into the first stitch, so the one that are on the left, so technically maybe the second stitch. And we're going to work in the outer loops, but I'm going to just go into those first, and I'm going to tie a little knot here. It's not going to be very pretty or anything. I just want the project to stick together when we are working. So the whip stitch, we're going to start, as I said, we're going to work in the outer loops. So this is the outer loop of the yellow one, and over here is the outer loop on this kind of orange one. And we're going to go in that outer loop, and the same thing for the second square. I'm just going to pull my yarn through. And I have a very long yarn tail intervening here. Like that. And then we're not continuing on this side. We're going back to the yellow one. So the yarn will go this way. So we're going into the outer loop on the yellow one and the outer loop on the orange one and pull through. So you can see the stitch is lying here. So this is the whip stitch. I'm going to pull very hard because that is what makes this seam, well, it's not invisible, but it's close to. It only has a little bit of showing. I'm going to make a couple of these. So again, just go through the outer loops on both of the squares, and all the time coming back to your first square, going in and coming out of your second square. And again, pull tight. Let's do one more and see how this looks. I'm pulling tight again. This is the back side of our project. Again, pull tight. If you like this kind of joining, you can actually just turn your squares the other way when you're working this joining, so have your right side facing up. And if we turn it over, it looks like this. And of course we can see the blue joining, but it's not very obvious. And if we had two squares in the same color and we were using the same color as those, you would barely see it. So this is the whip stitch.